Both parties tend to have different devils in the details, and we will see if they can find some sort of common ground or whether the feel-good of the new year will expire quickly after everybody gets back to Washington. Shannon.
All right, we'll see. Mike Emanuel live in Hawaii. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, Shannon.
Well, approval ratings for the democratically controlled 111th Congress were the lowest in history. Now with the GOP set to take control of the House this week, the voters who sent in the new wave are counting on changes in Washington. Keith Larson often gets an earful from those voters on his radio show on WBT 1110 AM. He joins us from Charlotte. Keith, great to see you. Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you.
All right, so as you've chatted with folks over the last few weeks, they got to watch the lame duck Congress and everything else. How are they feeling about Washington? What is the message you feel like they were trying to send November 2nd?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the message, from what I hear from people, has actually gotten clearer and stronger in the weeks since the election, Shannon. I hear people saying two main things. And number one, it's, hey, get your stuff together and fix this out-of-control spending and the national debt. I've never seen so many Americans who understand that we're in hock to the rest of the world, and that's got to be fixed. And the other thing is, hey, quit trying to run my life. And I'm hearing this not just from, let's say, where you typically would, people like libertarians or conservatives, but people all across the board, as over the last year or two, they're finding out more about what's in the health care bill and how much government control of their lives could come there. These ban the Happy Meal movements that are popping up, and the Fed's looking more at nutrition. People are saying, hey, I don't need you to tell me if my kid can have a toy with lunch. And this one, Shannon, do you know what this is? You know what this is? You see this?
I've seen that before,
yeah.
A light bulb.
Yeah, well, this is future contraband. This is going to be effectively illegal in a couple of years. The government has, in essence, banned the good old-fashioned Thomas Edison light bulb, and you're going to have to go to those squiggly CFL light bulbs, and people are saying, hey, how many politicians does it take to screw up a light bulb? Which, I don't know the answer to that. It's a good question. If you come up with a punchline, give it to me. But seriously, they're saying, I don't need you to tell me what light bulbs I can use in my house. I think they're fed up.
Well, and listen, they are fed up, but one thing we did hear repeatedly is that they weren't necessarily throwing the Democrats out and endorsing the GOP. I mean, they're just as angry in many cases with them as well. Do you think that the voters have a hope of any real change or sense that things will be any better with the GOP controlling one house of Congress?
Hey, I'll tell you what, just a few weeks ago in December, even Republicans were packing the earmarks and the pork into those spending bills, which ultimately didn't pass, but they were trying to. I think everything that happens over the next few months in the first part of this next Congress is all about 2012. And you know what? They're either going to come through or I think people will be ready to throw more bombs out in 2012.
Well, and I'm never sure that the presidential race is over because it seems it's constantly in motion. And I know a lot of people will be angling to, as the Republicans say, make President Obama a one-termer, and then the Republicans themselves kind of fighting it out to get to the top of their own ticket. Someone else who is going to be running once again for office, and we've had so much fun following him with you. When I heard about this week, I said, we got to talk to Keith about this. Alvin Greene, South Carolina's U.S. Senate candidate on the Democratic side of the ticket. He's running again. What's going on down there?
Yeah, well, first he told me that he was going to run for president actually as a Republican because he was mad at the Democrats who wouldn't get behind him when he was running for Senate against Jim DeMint. Now he's going to run for, I guess, state Senate. He's going to go for a local office now. Here's the thing, Shannon, we've talked before. Alvin Greene, he wanted the action figures of himself, the Ultimate Warrior action figures to help the economy. We talked with him about the Tickle Me Elmo dolls, maybe. Here's what I think. I think Alvin Greene is actually the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going. He's going to keep going and going and going until, I don't know, he either wins some election or maybe ends up in prison over those obscenity charges. I don't know.
Well, in the meantime, he provides us with plenty of interesting conversation. And don't forget the rap song, Keith. He had a rap song, too. Don't forget.
Had the rap tune. There's a movie coming out later this year.
You're right. All right, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Keith, thank you so much. Happy New Year. All the best in 2011.
You too, Shannon. We'll see you.
Well, some things just aren't black and white, even when they are. Check this out. This is a newly born panda cow. It is a miniature cow whose genes have been manipulated to make it look like a small panda bear. The rare animal born on a farm in Colorado is one of just 24 in the world. The farmer you see there may just milk this cash cow for all it's worth. He says he intends to sell it for $30,000. Well, even the toughest among us can't help but get sucked in by adorable animal videos. So get ready to say ah, because we have compiled the cutest of 2010. Enjoy.